All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Speaking of Zane, where we seek to keep his memory alive by speaking his name. And that's what Speaking of Zane is all about. Great to have everybody in here. November the 19th, rolling into Thanksgiving week. This is our 200 and, let me look at my notes here, 260th edition of Speaking of Zane. How about that? 260 times gotten on here and bloviated about a variety of things. But good to have everybody in here tonight. Faux show. Let's see. Lori is still in England, of course, and she is anticipating my arrival here in about another month or so. Well, just less than a month, I guess. Haven't decided exactly what day I'm flying over, but I do want to be here in town for Wreaths Across America, which this year is Saturday, December the 16th. So probably the earliest I would fly over to London will be December 17th. We'll see. Could change, but that's the plan at the moment anyway. Well, let's see. What do we got going on here at the fabulous McDonald Estate and Insane Asylum? We have a birthday. We have a gazillion birthdays at the end of the year in our family, November, December. And we'll be celebrating all of those throughout the balance of the year. But the next one on tap, now Lori is a master at dates, birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, all that stuff. So I'll defer to her if I get anything wrong, but I believe it's true that tomorrow is the 5th birthday of our grandson, Colby Thomas McDonald. And that is Tyler's son, Colby. And Tyler and Raina named him after Zane. Zane's middle name is Colby. So Colby Thomas is a combination of Zane Colby and Tyler Thomas, and he's an incredible little boy. We don't see him that often. We don't know him as well as we do the others, but we're going to remedy that, I hope. Lori doesn't even know this yet, but Lori, I did have a text message exchange with Raina this evening, and she was so appreciative of what I had to tell her, and basically thanks to the kindness of many of our friends and family, and particularly my friend Amanda at her nonprofit called Genuine Human. The Tyler's children's Christmas will be taken care of. I told Raina, I said, do not buy a single thing. Christmas is taken care of. So I'm glad to be able to do that. And I'm so grateful to my friend Amanda and the team at Genuine Human for making that possible. Well, let me do a little shout out here. So anyway, happy birthday to our grandson, Colby. He looks so much like his dad, and except he's got brown hair. Well, kind of lighter brown hair, but Tyler, of course, was a towhead, blonde head. But let's see, Daryl's in there, Steve is in there, Lori is in there. It is early in the morning for Lori, but she faithfully tries to join us here for Speaking of Zane. My buddy Ken is in there. Matt Aaron, one of Zane's battle buddies, in there. My Aunt Mary's in there. Carl Q's in there. My dad is in there. Jimbo Miller's in there. Brenda Lusk from Michigan's in there. Colin Krim from Albuquerque's in there. Let's see. Yep, and then Lori reminds me, we'll call these off as they arrive each week, but we do have a number of other birthdays, including Colby's sister, Zaylee. She will have her 7th birthday first couple of weeks in December. But good to have everybody in there. Oh, I posted this. I don't know if everybody saw it or not, but we're in this. We're on the heels of Veterans Day. November's sort of veterans, the month that we talk about veterans. I got Lori and I both. Lori and I. It was addressed to Lori and I. Got this package from my cousin Cindy. And it's chock full of thank you cards from her kindergarten class. All these beautiful, and I can't seem to, all these Christmas cards from a group of kindergartners to me and Lori, thanking us for our service. So great job to my cousin Cindy. Here's my favorite one here. Thank you for your service, and a very good attempt at a camouflage uniform and all of that. So that's kind of cool. I appreciate my cousin Cindy there doing that. Not the first time she's done that, but I sure appreciate it. Well, let's see. Let's see. Oh, speaking of Veterans Day, I had, when you have a big mouth and you talk about something, people see that and they come to you for it. And I had a friend of mine that knows I lead our veterans group at work and all this stuff. And he said, "Hey, our whole team of a couple hundred people, project managers, program managers at the company are having this all hands meeting. And we wanted to insert something about Veterans Day. Could you come and talk to us?" And of course I said, yes, I was happy to. I said, "Well, how much time do I have?" I always have to ask that because I'll take the whole time if I'm given it, but okay, 10 to 20 minutes. I said, okay, I can do it in 10 minutes. So anyway, I talked about veterans at our company and I talked about the history of Veterans Day. I've done that now 3 times in the last couple of weeks. I had the opportunity to talk about Veterans Day and how Veterans Day came about, originating as Armistice Day at the end of World War I, and then becoming Veterans Day and the whole story. So I'll tell you what, we cannot assume that the generations behind us know history. we can't assume they know Veterans Day and the history of Veterans Day and why do we celebrate Veterans Day. And a good example is this program I lead at our company is generally populated with young people in their 20s. And back in September we had I had a webinar session all about 9/11, because I realized that these young people that I'm developing and I'm training and I'm bringing on, they weren't even born yet, some of them at 9/11. So we cannot assume that they understand the gravity of 9/11, and we can't assume they understand Veterans Day. So I made a point of sharing about the origins of Veterans Day and why we celebrate it. Anyway, so that was always fun. I think I've got a couple of more of those to do in the month of November. But I tell you what, speaking of veterans, I had the most fantastic encounter yesterday. A buddy of mine, Roy Cupper. Some of you know Roy. Roy often joins us here on Sunday evening. In fact, I don't know if he is tonight because he's traveling back from Atlanta to Las Vegas. And he said, "Hey, Guy, Jamie and I are going to be in town visiting her folks, her side of the family. I got some time this weekend before I head back. And can we get together?" I'm like, "Where are you at?" Because you can say you're in Atlanta and live 100 miles away from me. That's how big the Atlanta metro is. And I said, "Well, where are you at?" And he says, where did he tell me? A little town called Temple, Georgia, which is actually down near just west of Powder Springs, just off of I-20. And I said, "Well, we're about 30 miles apart." I said, I often do my weekend walks in Dallas, Georgia. There's a veterans park that has a very nice track. It's a half-mile track, very flat, paved, all that stuff. I said, "I'm going to go down there and do a walk. It's about halfway between us. Let's meet before my walk or after my walk." He said, "Let's meet before." So we met for lunch. So got a chance to spend some time with Roy in Hiram, Georgia. So we grabbed lunch, and he gave me a very nice challenge coin. I don't have it with me. He gave me a very nice challenge coin that his wife Jamie gives out to veterans, and he brought one along and gave it to me. And so that was kind of nice. And he gave me a bottle of hot sauce. And I forget the story now, but it has to do with a family member or something, or someone he knows in Las Vegas who has a company. They do this hot sauce. Anyway, so I got a bottle of hot sauce. Anyway, he's a great guy. I tell you what, I always admired him. He's actually the guy that gave me these two books recently that I told you about. One, It's Okay That You're Not Okay, Meeting Grief and Loss. I'm looking forward to reading that book. And then he gave me this one, Flying in the Face of Fear. It's a almost a biography by Colonel Kim Casey Campbell, who brought back a damaged A-10 in Iraq. Just a great story with a lot of leadership nuggets in it. And Roy worked with her, and so he gave me this book, and I'm excited to read that as well. So Roy, when you serve together, these relationships, these bonds, these friendships can last an entire lifetime, and that's just another example of many that I have, and I'm grateful for that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Lori says don't put the hot sauce on the turkey. So Thanksgiving's coming up. Short week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for me. I just started a new class of these young people that I still can't believe the company trusts me to train these new people, but they do. And I've got 9 brand new ones that started last week, and I have already um, um, fallen in love with them. They're just an interesting group of young people, and it'll be a short week for us this week, but I'm with them 4 hours a day, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the morning. So I'll have them for 3 days this week, and we'll have a short week and go off and celebrate Thanksgiving. Well, my daughter Charlotte's coming to town, and my son Jackson and Caitlin are here, and my daughter Hannah's here with Everett. And so we're going to do a Thanksgiving together. And I've got a small turkey. I got a 10-pound turkey and a ham. So I'm going to do a turkey and a ham, and Jackson and Charlotte are going to do the rest of it. So should be fun. I haven't decided how I'm going to do the turkey yet. I might smoke it, but I got another day or so to think about that. But should be fun. Oh, let's see. Lori is doing Thanksgiving in England, believe it or not, and I'm told. So that'll be fun. Okay, let's see. Oh, I had a really interesting day today. Lori, I don't even know if Lori knows this or not, but when she's not here, her car really doesn't get driven that much. So last weekend, well, I wasn't home last weekend. I'm trying to remember when, maybe it was a couple weekends ago. No, I wasn't home then. I was in New York. Anyway, a little while ago, I said, well, let me drive Lori's car just to keep it going. Well, it wouldn't start. And I thought, well, nobody's driven it. The battery just died. So I tried to jump start it, and it wouldn't start. So the battery just gave. And so today I took the battery out and took it to AutoZone. AutoZone. Now, I don't have any particular allegiance to AutoZone. I do know they have a veterans discount, which is always good, 10%. So it happens to be on the way to where I get my haircut. I got a haircut today, and where I do my Kroger shopping. So it's right on the way. So very easy decision to go to AutoZone versus some of the others, right? So I get to AutoZone with the battery, and I'm fully expecting these things cost. This is the premium, AGM battery, the H7 AGM, and it's like $300. I mean, and so I'm fully expecting to, pay $275 after taxes, military discount, all that, and no big deal. And so I get in there and I bring the battery in. I told the guy, I said, hey, I need a new battery, this, that, and the other. He said, okay, tell me to do it. Anyway, he looked me up in the system. I didn't even remember being in the system. He looked me up in the system and said, hey, you bought this battery from us less than 3 years ago. They have a 3-year warranty. He says, go grab you a new one and have a good day. And so that's what I did. But yeah, what a surprise. A $300 battery. For nothing. Now it should have lasted longer than 3 years, but it didn't. Anyway, Lori, your car has a new battery in it, so at no cost. So the timing was good. I didn't plan it that way, but that's the way it worked out. But anyway, that was kind of cool. All right. Well, let's see. Normal weekend activities. I didn't watch a lot of football yesterday. I know we're getting toward the end of the season. A lot of the good games have already happened, but Georgia, Tennessee was on yesterday, and I did watch. That was the only game I really watched very much of. Um, Yesterday, I did see that Jimbo Fisher is got the axe at Texas A&M. He just didn't quite perform to their expectations, but he's getting a really big payday. Oh man, that guy will never have to work again in his life. All right, well, let's see. So we'll get through this week, and then next week, not this coming week, but the following, I will be in St. Louis most of the week doing some work stuff. Um, That'll be fun. And then a couple of weeks between there, and then I'm off to London for at least 2 weeks. We'll see how things play out there. So looking forward to that. Okay, this is something Lori has asked me to do, and I am woefully behind on this, and I didn't realize how behind I was. But wreaths across America. Now, wreaths across America, the actual wreath placement at national cemeteries or veteran cemeteries all across the country occurs on December 16th. That's a month away. We got a lot of time. But you know what? The fundraising for the wreaths ends November 28th. So November 28th. So we've got around 10 days, 9 days. And I have a couple of websites that I manage that allows for this fundraising to occur for a particular organization. I have one for Speaking of Zane. Well, I went in today to get into and manage the website, update the dates and everything. And I'm having trouble editing it. So I've got an email into the regional director so I can figure that out. But anyway, as soon as I get the website ready, I will share it on Speaking of Zane, because I want you guys to, if you want to raise, it's like $15 or $20 or something for a couple of wreaths. But if you want to do that, you can do that and have it for the Speaking of Zane team. Or just go to Wreaths Across America. I know Daryl already has. Go to wreathsacrossamerica.org, I think it is, and do wreaths for your local cemetery. That's what I'd rather you do. I've got a whole bunch of people here in Georgia, and I point them to the Speaking of Zane page. I got a whole bunch of people at my work, and I point them for Jefferson Barracks. But anybody else, wherever y'all are at, do it for your local veteran cemetery. And you can go to wreathsacrossamerica.org, I believe it is. Let me put the link in the chat for you all. There, go there, and you can look up your local participating veteran cemetery for two reasons. You can sponsor some wreaths, or you can register to go place the wreaths on Saturday, December 16th. Some of the cemeteries are very particular about the registration. Some are not. But anyway, go to Wreaths Across America and wreathsacrossamerica.org, and you will see the time and the location and all that stuff for your local cemetery. Some of them vary, and some of them have a ceremony associated, and some of them have wreath placement on the Friday and on the Saturday. So go to your local. You can do a search on there. Once you get to wreathsacrossamerica.org, you can search for your local and get all of that information, how to sponsor, and then the dates and times and all of that stuff. So, but if you want to do specifically for Speaking of Zane team, you'll have to wait till I get the website fixed, and I'll share that with you. We'll have plenty of time between now and the 28th. So, but stick with me on that. Now, I'll be going, assuming I have not gone to London yet, I'll be going out to Georgia National Cemetery on December 16th, Saturday, December 16th. And I'm pretty sure that that's consistent across the country. The 16th is the primary date. Some locations are doing the 15th and the 16th. Like I think here, Georgia National, you can go on Friday if you have a family member and you want to place your wreath on the family member's headstone. That way, Anyway, every place could have a little nuance like that. But anyway, um, stay tuned for more on that. And by the way, if you guys don't know this already, they have an excellent live stream radio station, um, Reach Across America Radio. In fact, if you go to the website, let me share here. I'll show you right there. Okay, see if that pops up on the screen for you there. So if you see, here's the main page, reachacrossamerica.org. If you look right up here where my cursor is, and you click on that, the Reach Across America radio, you can listen to that on your phone, on your tablet, in your office, wherever. I love to listen to it when I go on my walks. And it's just, you have little excerpts in there, patriotic things, updates, all kind of stuff about Reach Across America, patriotic stuff. And then you've got a lot of patriotic music. You got a lot of Americana style music. I just enjoy it around the holidays. I'm going to start listening to it this week on my afternoon walks, and really do enjoy it. So check it out there. Let me know what you guys think. Stop sharing there. Okay, there we go. All right, Carl says they'll be at Camdenton, Missouri, place in Reese. Good on you there, Carl. Thank you, sir. All right. Well, let's see. Holding steady on the weight loss category. Now, I've got a buddy of mine, Nathan, who I stayed with last week down in near Sarasota, and he's lost a good amount of weight, maybe 60 or so, of course. But his was due to kidney stones. And anyway, but he says, I feel so good. I want to keep it going. And I said, well, hey, I'll be your buddy. I'll be your accountability buddy. So we're going to count steps and count how much water we drink every day. So get yourself a buddy. But that's what I'm hoping to do. I want to lose another 10 pounds. But anyway, we'll see how things go. All right. Well, hat of the week. Hat of the week. You guys know I'm a big ball cap wearer, and I always have a hat on, usually. And the hat of the week always has to have something to do with what's going on around here. And I got this hat in the mail this week from a friend of mine. Now, this is how business works. Probably a decade ago, I had a customer here based in Columbus, Georgia, and they had an entire division out in Tempe, Arizona, a Phoenix suburb, in a big data center out there. I took my very first trip out there, almost 10 years ago, maybe. And I met this guy called Dan. And Dan, we're about the same age, and a lot of similar background. And so we kind of hit it off. And eventually, he found out I was a radio operator and this, that, and the other. And so we made friends. And over the years, he turned from a client of mine to a friend of mine, and has maintained that. And we've maintained that friendship over the years. And so we stay in touch, even though he doesn't work for that company anymore. He works for Iridium. Have you heard of Iridium? They make the satellite phones, and well before Starlink and all that. And anyway, he said, "Hey, Guy, I've got some extra ball caps from our most recent Iridium satellite launch. They just launched a new cluster, and it's called the Next 9, the Iridium Next 9. And here's the very nice patch that goes with it. Everything on that patch, just like all the NASA patches and the military patches, has a meaning. And there, if you Google Iridium Next 9, you can go see what all those things on the patch represent. You see the bear, you see the mountains, you see all that stuff. Anyway, so thank you, Dano. Dan DeVlieger is the guy who sent me that. His call sign's KC7MSU, and lives down there in the Chandler, Tempe area. and just a good dude. And he thought of me because he knows I'm a ball cap guy, and he sent me the ball cap, and that's why that is the hat of the week. Lori puts in a very good reminder there. I mentioned Stan last week. Stan did have his surgery for prostate cancer. It turns out only stage 1, and they don't see any signs, adjacent signs, and he's doing well. And Lori stays in very close contact with her mom, and so yeah, very relieved. Stan is a great guy. We've known him over 30 years, 34, almost 40 years now, right, Lori? But colon cancer. I'm sorry, I meant colon cancer. But yeah, so thank you all that were praying for him and thinking about him. He's retired Air Force, and just the best father-in-law you could ever ask for. But happy for Stan and Carol. Okay, well, let's see. Let's move along here. I didn't pull any this week in military history items, but I tell you what, if you know of one, Steve Shirley often does, put it in the chat and remind me of that. All right, we did have some veteran cemetery chat. Speaking of Reach Across America, we had some veteran cemetery visits this week, a couple that I know of. Evergreen, where my mom is buried. I got to get down there. I think, I'm thinking this next weekend I might go down. Thanksgiving, I think the following. So Charlotte's going to be here for Thanksgiving. I think the following weekend, I think I may run down there and visit with my dad, my sister, see my mom, because I'm only going to be a couple of weeks before going to England for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So Evergreen, and then Daryl to Jefferson Barracks. I always enjoyed Daryl's. Daryl chronicles all his visits and everything. It's Daryl. I enjoy your the way that you describe your visits and the purpose, and there's lots of reasons you visit Jefferson Barracks, not just for your wife Wanda, but it always culminates in a visit to Wanda's headstone, and appreciate you sharing that with us. And then Jim Miller, whose wife is buried at St. John's there in Bellevue, Nebraska, made a visit this week to St. John's and to Omaha National Cemetery, where he paid his respects to our colleague Todd Vanderwerken, Roy Walton, and Corporal Page. All right, Steve's got a good one in there. 160th anniversary of the Gettysburg Address. How about that? And did you know that the Gettysburg Address is posted at every national cemetery? And very interesting. Thank you for that, Steve. I have visited Gettysburg and I was in awe. Steve wrote this. I got to get Steve Shirley and Ken Pesic in the same room and see which one walks out. That's what we got to do. Oh, Ken pokes the bear. I tell you what. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, Lori, we'll see you later, dear. Lori is falling asleep. She's got to go. It's 2 a.m. there. But see you next week. Okay. Oh, mercy. Okay, let's see. So that makes our visits, that's three visits for the week. Let's see, I did not update the visits. So 3 visits adds 1,032 visits. So I tell you what, I was going to Georgia National today. It was a beautiful day, and the battery and other stuff, I just did not make it. But I'm going to make a point of visiting this week. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 visits. So 1,032. And then the thank yous. We got some late breaking thank yous. It looks like Matt. Let's see. Let me scroll back up here. Matt. Yeah, I saw that. Toby went to the Florida State game. Yeah, he took his little nephew, I think. Let's see. Oh, Aunt Cindy's in there. Hey, Aunt Cindy. Good to have you in there from Alabama. What was I looking for? I got a squirrel moment there. I was looking for, the thank yous. I got a late breaking thank you in there from Matt Aaron. Let's see. What did Matt say? There you go. Thank day Korean War vet. Okay. Yeah, they are getting up there in age, aren't they? 90 years old or better. So if I add that one, let me just make sure if I have any more. Let's see. Kelly Kowal's in there. Hey, Kelly. All right. Well, let's see. If I add up the thank yous, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I have 7 for the week. So I have Daryl had 2 active duty airmen that he saw that were members of the honor guard out at Jefferson Barracks. So that's a nice catch there, Daryl. And Jim had 3 active duty Air Force and a retired Air Force that he thanked. Matt had the Korean War vet. My dad had Dorothy at the bank, who's an Army vet. So if I add all those up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we're at 8 thank yous, which will take our total to 2,384. How far away are we from our goal there? Ken, do the math for me there real quick. We're at 2,384. We've got a goal of 2,500 by the end of the year. And I think we're going to get there. I sure do. So appreciate you guys playing along. I talk to a lot of people about veterans and Veterans Matters. And, a lot of veterans, we don't feel comfortable with someone saying thank you. And, some people don't feel comfortable saying thank you. And, there's this, sometimes it can seem fake to hear the obligatory thank you for your service, so it's, not when someone is genuine, but I've had people tell me, what I do, they say, instead of saying thank you for your service, I'll say, hey, what did you do in the military? I'm going to start doing that. And I often do that as the conversation develops. But instead of just saying thank you for your service, some people are saying, hey, I see you served. What did you do in the Marine Corps? And it changes it a little bit and takes away if somebody has a negative, if somebody thinks of that thank you for your service as a negative or as I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys know what I'm saying? It sometimes it seems, I don't know. Try a different way. Like I've said before, we're not hunting veterans, and we're not, you know. Sometimes I don't say thank you necessarily. I'll just start a conversation, and that's what other people are telling me that they do. So it seems kind of cool. We'll still call it our Thank a Vet Challenge because at the end of the day, we're thanking veterans for their service and we're recognizing that service. And boy, the last thing I'd want to have happen is somebody thought that their service didn't matter. And even if I'm the only one telling them, it's certainly earned. But anyway, thanks for letting me get off on a tangent there. But thank you guys for doing that along with us. I tell you, it's a good feeling to be able to say that we've acknowledged somebody's service. I love bumping into fellow vets and just listening, to where they were stationed, what they did, stuff like that. So, all right. Well, let's see. I always talk about the organizations. Last week, I talked a lot about My Warrior's Place. This was my first visit where I spent time at both Warriors Place locations in the same visit. I got to spend time. Um, yes, it does, Kelly. Absolutely does. Yeah, sure does. I was at my Warriors Place on the Friday when I told you, and we did a little cleanup work and some work on the network, and then on Sunday, me and Nathan went out there to the new location. That was outstanding there. Had a great time. Oh, Kelly. So I got a call. You remember my buddy Nathan, the big Marine that was with me out there? I got a call from him yesterday, and he said, "Hey, you know that road that goes out to Kelly's place?" So listen to this, Kelly. I didn't tell you this story. So Nathan has a car. It's actually his wife's car. It's a 2020. It's a 22 or 23 Corvette C8. It's one of those bright canary yellow C. It's like 900 horsepower, and it's a screamer. Anyway, they don't take it out much, but on the weekends. So um, he decided to come with me to my Warriors Place on Sunday, and he says, "Hey, it's a beautiful day. Let's take the Corvette." I'm like, we are not taking the Corvette. And when we got there, Kelly, and we got on the road the last mile, he says, "Oh, now I see why you said let's don't take the Corvette." And so we brought his SUV as a Mercedes four-wheel drive SUV. Anyway, more suitable for that road. Anyway, Kelly, what I was saying is we get out there and he sees it for the first time and everything. And he's got a son-in-law who's in the construction business and has a lot of relationships with heavy equipment operators, this, that, and the other. And it looks like um, he's got one of those equipment operators um, has agreed to donate the use of some heavy equipment. So, for a couple of reasons, perhaps for the grading of that road, that's one. And for any other work that needs to be done on the property, think bulldozers, backhoes, that sort of things, graders. So anyway, he's standing by and waiting until the time is right. But I think we've got a connection there in the Sarasota area that would be willing to donate the use of this heavy equipment. And he said, "Hey, does Kelly have a tax ID? Is there like evidently there's that some kind of insurance, something or another." Anyway, you probably know what I'm asking because people donate their stuff and time to you. But anyway, he's asking that the company's asking those kind of questions in preparation for that. So anyway, stay tuned for that, and we'll see how things develop. And then Kelly, we're thinking, me and my buddy Nathan and some other locals down there, we would love to come out and make our next cleanup day at the new location and bring a bunch of people from work, 10 or a dozen or 20, and make it at the new location sometime maybe in January, February. And then Nathan and I are thinking about actually, and we're going to run this past you, of course, staying on the property for a few days. So we would love to come out there. At least Nathan and I would stay on the property for like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we'd have our team out there for a full day on the Friday, probably likely, and that way we could get a bunch of stuff done. Um, we could shoot some guns on the range. We could have some cigars, and anyway, we wouldn't have to go back and forth. We could stay on the property. Anyway, we wanted to run that past you and see what you think, but that'd be probably sometime in January, February while it's still cool. But anyway, lots of stuff going on there, and we're excited about continuing our relationship there with my Warriors Place. Okay. So those are the two big ones for this week: My Warriors Place and Reach Across America. Reach Across America. So if you want to sponsor some wreaths, go to reachacrossamerica.org if you want to sponsor some reefs for the Speaking of Zane group, just wait for me to post the link for that. So you got a couple of different options there. But the last time that anybody can sponsor Reese, the last date would be November 28th. So we got a little time there. So if you'll give me another few days to get the website worked out, I'll point you to that so we can make it part of the Speaking of Zane group. But anyway, okay. Well, I think that is about it. Kelly, I'm glad you're in there because that means I don't have to make a phone call to you. I can just let you know that, hey, we got some things in the work, and I think one of the companies that's interested in maybe donating the use of some of the heavy equipment is a Marine Corps veteran. So another nice connection there. So okay, well that is it for this evening. 3-day week. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to celebrating with my 3 children and a couple of grandkids. And I got a turkey and a ham that I'm doing. And I hope you all have a blessed Thanksgiving. We certainly have a lot to be thankful for, don't we? We go through trials, we go through tribulations, we go through tragedies. But I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, we all absolutely have a lot to be thankful for. And I know that I do. I'm blessed beyond measure. And part of my blessing is to have friends and family like you all. So have a great week. We'll see you again next Sunday night for what will be the 200 and what did I say, 61st edition of Speaking of Zane. Take care, everybody. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving.